Guys, I'm going to give it a couple minutes before we get started. Mess around, see if anyone wants to join up. I have my studio set up poorly. I have the best lighting possible. I have my headlamp, my Christmas lighting, and 2 new bulbs in my porch lamp. So we're going to give it about 2 minutes, see if anyone wants to join up, and I'm going to start talking about our Testo smart probes. See. Mr. Justin Hernandez, welcome. No, the scary story is not tonight. That's funny. I still haven't thought of an ending that's good enough. Although I do have the lighting for it. I could do the headlamp from down here. It'd be scary. Give it about 30 more seconds, guys. That's how I pass my time waiting. What's up, Daniel Zamora? Finally, we can live stream to the East and West Coast. It's getting a little bit late for the East Coast guys. Well, late by, people with 3 children standards. But the East Coast, I guess, is just around 7 o'clock, or the West Coast is just around 7 o'clock. So it's nice to be able to have everybody join up. Give it about another minute or so. Start talking about the Testo probes. It still has the feel of a campfire. It does have the feel of a campfire. No, I should write a song about the Testos. I was going to write a song about the Vito Pro Pack one time. Oh, it was going to be great. It was almost going to be like half song, half rap. This would be fantastic because I compared like the Vito XL to Steve Lab's truck. It was great. I just don't know where that is anymore. But it was awesome. It was fantastic. I did write a song about HVAC when I was really young doing install. It was not good. It was not good. Welcome MI Heating Guy, Cameron Conley. Seems like I still remember your video you did on changing out you change out the transducers on an iConnect probe or something like that. I do believe that was you. It's about 3 minutes. We'll give it about 1 more minute. That's some campfire music. I know it is campfire music. Camptown Races. A blues track. Oh no, we might not even get to the Testos tonight. We might just jam. Blues track. Make some s'mores from John HVAC. John does the best. For those of you who are watching, John, who just commented, he does the best tool reviews out there. Really impartial. Everything from the Testo smart probes to that I can't remember the name of it, John. Like iSwiss or whatever it is, the Chinese stuff. In fact, I'm sure we'd all like to hear if you've been using those, so that we can compare them to other Chinese products like the Testo. Oh yeah, I was playing the intro too. I thought it'd be kind of a special touch for this. Yeah, John, I really hope you continue. I don't know if you've done one lately. I haven't seen one of your tool reviews lately. It seems like the last one was like the Testo smart probes and follow-ups from your stuff. It's always well done. His videos with the tools are always the best ones that I see. I mean, they're really well put together. They're real impartial. Just a good person to subscribe to here on YouTube. But I have my tool bag and stuff here, my little service drill, and I was going to get some of my stuff out since we have everybody here. The Gorilla Gloves that Ralph told me about, I got them at Home Depot. They're really good, really good. IWIS. John says they're IWIS. I don't know why I thought it was iSwiss, but IWISS. So what is your update on those products, John? Have you been using them? And yeah, like I said, the Gorilla Gloves are really good. $4 or $5 for a pair of those. So I really like those. I had those once that who sent me? Tony sent me some gloves, and they were really good, but they lasted about 6 months, and I tore through them. It was a lot like having get snips lefts and rights back in the day when I was doing install, and they would only last like 6 or 8 months. But I had to get new ones. So let me see what I got here. Since I had my bag out, SC57. I always like field piece stuff. It's just how I grew up on field piece stuff. People were asking about field piece or Fluke. I mean, either one are good. I think Fluke's a little bit more expensive. I never had a whole lot of, Fluke products, but field piece I've had for a long time, and the wireless is really good to me. It's longer than Bluetooth. I don't know what kind of protocol it is that they use, but it works good. Yeah, Ralph's commenting he likes those gloves, and he's the one who told me about them. Again, these Gorilla Gloves, and I got a couple pairs at Home Depot, and they're really good. And they're only like $4, so I think those HVAC gloves were, $20, $25. Tony sent them to me, but I think I looked at the price. And we got a lot of people here tonight. Good. I tried to do a good job of letting people know that there would be a blog tonight, because we should be doing a hangout. We are doing a hangout with just me. The Swager is good. Those of you who are following along, look at the comments in the live chat. I won't be able to answer every single comment because they're coming in pretty fast. I do want to talk about the Testo stuff. But those of you who are watching, take a look at the live chat. You'll see a lot of good information there that I won't be able to hit on. John's talking about some of the iSwiss product. We have NorCal Shank in the house. Some of the other stuff. I just have a little voltage. Tells you how many volts it is here. I don't know if you can see it. 240 all the way down to 6 volts. Just something I can put on there to see if there's voltage to ground on stuff. I'm not going to go through everything in the bag. I just had to clear crap out of the way so I get to Testo stuff. Let's see. Testo Smart Probes. Here they are. Testo. Testo is the best of. Yeah, it said, MI Heating Guy says Thursday night with Talyn 875. And the thing is that I didn't edit a video for the Pro channel tonight. But I've been doing those episodes on the Pro channel that are like really long. The last one was 25 minutes long, and it consisted of 5 different service calls. And I think I'm going to continue doing stuff like that, because over the weekend I could edit one of those mammoth videos. But it's nice to have maybe Thursday night we go to the live stream. We can do like a 30-minute long live stream. You guys can ask me questions, or I can talk about stuff like the Testo Smart Probes, which is what I'm going to do tonight. Because you'll see the video eventually that I shot yesterday and today with the Smart Probes malfunctioning, which is why we're here doing this. I'm just going to show you what I got as far as Smart Probes. Of course, we have these little deals right here, which I guess 549i. I have a sticker over mine, and you see these right here. Let me see if I can get my light centered up a little bit more. Make sure I got this right. You can see everything. I'm going to try to get some better lighting. It's kind of a joke what I got here now. If you guys could see it, it's kind of laughable. But we have the little pressure sensors, one for the suction, one for the liquid side. Hello, Rodney. Welcome. Like I said, and usually one of them's been turned on because every time I open the thing, I accidentally brush one of them. I have these temperature sticks here. I don't know if you guys can see them. There they are right there. 605i, temperature and humidity sticks. I have 2 of those, and what I did, and I'll show you one last thing, the temperature clamps you put on the pipes, very similar to the Testo clamps. You just have a little Bluetooth module there. So we have all this stuff here. You can see these things in here, and I've kind of cut it out. Show you. This didn't originally go in here. Are you in the foxhole? Daniel asked me if I'm in the foxhole. I am not in the foxhole. I don't spend much time in the foxhole myself. But so that's the Testos I got. And I tell you, I haven't had any trouble with them until the last few days. And I didn't want to make the video after one day because I thought it might be a fluke. Let's see, 2 days ago I had to do preventive maintenance on 4 different systems. Payne package unit, 2 Goodman split heat pumps, and a Comfort Maker coastal heat pump split system. The first time I used the Testo smart probes, they hooked up. But after that, for the rest of the day, I had to use a Z manifold. And let me answer that. Need better lighting. Yes, I know I need better lighting. Let me see if I can point it a little bit better. No, that's worse. Nope, that's still bad. I'm going to try to get this right. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, my lighting's not going to work out very well tonight. I just know it. But I'm going to do a little bit better as far as maybe doing one of these each Thursday and improving the lighting. But like I said, I was working preventive maintenance on a few different units. I actually did delete and reinstall the app. That's one of the things I was going to talk about. The first time it wouldn't connect, I gave it, it seemed like it did connect. It was part of it did connect after about 4 or 5 minutes, which seems like forever. So the next call I went to was the Comfort Maker, and I tried to connect, and it didn't work. I turned all of them off. I uninstalled the app completely, and then reinstalled it. It still didn't work. So I said, okay, I'm not going to use this for the rest of the day. I got the Z manifold out. Cameron's talking about the Z manifold. What that is, I'll show you. Z manifold, all it is stub gauges. Like some of the guys were saying, they've been using these for years. I didn't invent the Z manifold. The only reason they're called the Z manifold is I started using them quite a bit in my videos. And the Z manifold are just these little stub gauges like this. I got one suction, and it's just a little yellow jacket part right here is a female 1/4 inch flare to 1/8 NPT, I think it is. 1/8 NPT, and it screws onto your gauge. And then you can make them out of whatever gauges you want. I chose the gauges I had, R22, R410A, and R407C, because I used a lot of all 3 of those. So I reinstalled the Testo app, and it still didn't work, so I was like, the hell with this for today. And I came back the next day, and I was doing a real estate inspection. This is today. And I set up the probes, and I turned it on, and they connected. I was like, okay, great, good deal. So I had it connected, but then I had to go do something, so I walked out of range, and then when it came time to reconnect, they wouldn't reconnect. I turned them all off. I didn't reinstall the app again because I thought, well, that'd be bullshit if I had to reinstall the app every single time I wanted to use them. But it wouldn't work. I had to go back to the Z manifold again. And the reason, and I'm not giving up on the tools just yet. I'm going to be using them again, probably not tomorrow, but at the beginning of the week I'm going to start using them again and see if there's something I missed. Over the weekend, I might do a little bit of research on them and see. I know Justin McCullough had his blow up, basically. The high side, and this was under R22 pressure, so 200 PSI. It ruptured, and all the refrigerant came out, I guess. So there's been some issues cropping up with these, whether it's the app, and people were saying maybe it's the device, but the device was working up until just a couple days ago, for me anyway. And my device is a Samsung Galaxy S5, which is what I'm filming on right now. So there's been a few issues cropping up, and I wanted to make everybody aware of that. I've had some issues the last few days. I know Justin did. People have been talking about reinstalling the app. People in the chat right now are talking about having to reinstall the app. I don't know how often you guys are having to do that, but it's definitely not going smoothly. I've had to go back to my, analog gauges on more than one occasion now because the Testos weren't working. I won't be rushing them back to the store. And Cameron's asking a good question. He said, did you have any problems like that with the Sporlan Smart Tool? Now, I haven't had the Sporlan Smart Tool in a few months. I did have some issues like that. Nothing that wasn't resolved after shutting it on and or shutting it off and turning it back on. With the Sporlan Smart Tool, I had a few times where it seemed like it took a long time to connect, so I'd shut them off and then I'd turn them back on, and then they would connect. I didn't have anything where I had to, uninstall the app and reinstall it. I didn't have anything like that happen. So I guess it was better with that one. The iConnect, I never had many problems with the iConnect. It always was worked pretty well. And Ralph and Greg are both saying it's made in China, and this is true. It's made in China. I got them because they were $200, and I wanted to get some digital gauges again. And I thought it would be a good choice. And the thing about it that's so appealing about it is that you have a lot of the information that the iConnect, which I was a fan of the iConnect. The biggest problem with the iConnect, I sold mine because I bought the house you see here behind me, and I don't have the money to go putting another $2,000 back into another set. But I do want the information that they give you, and I can do some of the calculations when it gives you, but the Testos were the only thing that really give you all that stuff. I mean, the Smart Tool doesn't. The present Smart Tool doesn't, unless they're coming out with something which we've all been waiting for a very long time. But the Testo does. So that's what I was looking very forward to the Testo. Even if I had to go within Bluetooth range to get all the information, it would make it somewhat easier. I could put the probes in where I wanted to as far as air temperature, walk up close to them. I have it on the phone. I could, screenshot it or do a report on it. Typically, I screenshot stuff like that. Even my preventive maintenance is I'll take pictures of them, like my amperages and stuff, and then I'll fill out the forms later. Let's see what question or something from Albert. Albert says just one time and no other issues since he bought them. So, well, that's good. Just one time. Yeah, Justin says that's why he waited. Plus, he's broke. I know. That's the problem with all this cool HVAC stuff. I mean, it costs a ton of money, and I find that if you wait a couple days, you have to think about, do you really need it or not? And stuff like the iConnect's really cool, and it does a lot of the calculations for you, so it's very convenient. And on my PMs, the iConnect would be great. NorCal saying his are working fine. Ralph is being very ominous and saying, just wait. Not necessarily going to ever happen. And my problem might be resolved and move smooth sailing from now on. But I know that just recently in the last few days, I've heard a lot about different people having problems as well. We're discussing this today. And this is not a video to say, hey, man, go out and sell all your Testo stuff. The Chinese made Testo stuff anyway. Not at all. The idea is to just let people know what's going on and see if we can't come to a solution. Because hopefully someone's watching out there that says, hey, the same problem happened to me, or the Testo guys, God forbid I have to call. I'm not a big I call manufacturers guy. I know a lot of people say they call the manufacturers all the time. I don't really do that. I don't want to sit down on the phone and talk to manufacturers. So if we can resolve the problem as a group, that'd be great. Hopefully I can sit down with it this weekend, look into it a little bit. I haven't really tried, like I have, let me get it, little 410i too for measuring airflow, because it's real convenient. That little vane anemometer. I really like this stuff. The idea was so cool that I took a chance on it being made from China and being cheap. But, maybe it's going to bite me in the ass. Let me read some more of the comments over here. John likes the Sporlan Smart Tool. And he says he's been using the 550s more than anything else, which, for those of you who don't know, 550s are Testo 550s, which are just a hose manifold. John HVAC says burn them. I don't know that I'll burn them just yet. We'll wait. And Albert's saying that on Stephen Raridan's videos, the Smart Tool has some inconsistencies with the rest of the manifolds, which I think he compared the Smart Tool, Testo probes, and the iConnect, I'm sure. I don't know. For me, the Testos really represented basically an affordable gauge set where you could expand it into other products and get all the information you need. Raridan is iManifold free. Stephen Raridan loves the iManifold very much so. In fact, I'd be willing to say that most of us should know that by now, or unless we're living under a rock. Ralph likes the Sporlan Smart Tool. He's been a real big advocate ever since it first began. And to tell you the truth, besides being, not having the information sent that some of the other products do, like the air sensors and stuff like that, Sporland's more rugged than the rest of them, for sure. I've had the Sporland Smart Tool for a while. It's one of them things that it can take a beating. Like I said, Ralph washes the coils with the Smart Tool hooked up. It's probably more durable than either one of the other two. So each one of them has advantages. One of the problems with the Sporland tool is that it costs so much more for the same basic product with more durability than the Testo. Although, now he's like, hey, it's a good deal now because it's not blowing up and it hooks up to the app. So I guess it's worth the extra money. But I think Sporland is lowering their price, and Ralph, you can confirm that since you're in the chat. I want to say they were selling it for $350. The one with they have little antennas on them now for extended range, and I don't know if they're available now. Maybe you know that too. Ralph's got friends in the high up there, Parker. Maybe he can tell us this information. We can wait on the chat. Yeah, and John's over there saying nothing is perfect. All these tools have strengths and weaknesses. The iConnect is like having NASA, which you don't need on every call, but sometimes you get a call that NASA is perfect for. Not as durable as a Smart Tool, but Smart Tool's like... Oh, having more messages come in. The Smart Tool is just very rugged. That's one of the best things about it. And for the price, if it comes down to $350, that's going to be hard to beat, especially if the Testos are over there blowing up and stuff. Well, yeah, that's what I thought. Cameron's talking about the price. I know the price was going down, and for someone, I swore I heard someone say $350, but geez, don't hold me to that now. It's supposed to be lower to compete with Testo, and Ralph says he called his guy today, but it's cliffhanger. It doesn't say the rest of it. But Ralph will be the guy to get that information from. And Daniel says Johnstone says they're coming. The Sporland tool, they said there's some inconsistencies on Stephen Reardon's videos. I don't know. I didn't watch. I think there's one where he was like measuring the temperature of kielbasa's or something like that in the refrigerator. So I don't know. And we have NorCal here. The updates affected the Testo Smart Probes. I guess he's talking about. Just fix prep tables. NorCal, I've seen your videos. You fix a little bit more than just prep tables. I've always been real impressed since you came out with the different stuff that you work on. Some of us work on similar things on a daily basis. Different, like HVAC guys that are residential. We're going to see a pretty standard set of things with some variations. But when I watch NorCal's videos, I never know what he's going to be working on. Whether it's going to be a freezer, a prep table, HVAC, some weird... I've seen him work on some weird stuff. I don't even know what the thing was. I'm watching the videos like, I wouldn't even know where to start on some of this stuff. But if it is some sort of update to the app that's causing this, that should be able to be resolved, like he's saying. And I'm going to continue working on it over the weekend. Definitely not getting rid of them just yet, obviously, because I have the refrigeration set, which was about $220 at Johnstone, and let's see, I had the little 410i, which I think costs $80, and the little temperature sticks, which cost $70, and so there's a decent amount of money. It's not iConnect money, but it's like $400 worth of stuff, $500 worth of stuff. So it's a decent investment, and I'm not going to, lose faith in it just yet. But I was concerned that the last 2 days I wasn't able to use them in any capacity because they kept going out. I like that. We were talking about Stephen Reardon's video where he was measuring, I called them kielbasa's, and Ralph said he was measuring the temperature of his wiener. HVAC after dark. That's what I'm saying. You don't get that on the videos that stream during the day. It only happens after dark. Yeah, Albert's talking about NorCal too. We all like NorCal because like I said, when you go to a job, you never know what he's going to see. I wish I could remember that machine you were working on. It was months ago, but it was like, I don't even know what this machine does. And he's sitting there working on it, and he's talking like, he's worked on like 100,000 of them or something like that. And that's probably it's like from the 50s or 60s of what it looked like by the knobs on it and everything like that. It looks like something out of Apollo 13. But he was like, hey, here it is. Finished. I was like, I have no idea. But I'll keep you guys in the loop. I know we're at 25 minutes here. Probably go to around 30 minutes on these things. I'm enjoying this. I'll probably do this next Thursday as well. We'll come up with a subject during the week, or we can have like a free-for-all where we just talk about whatever the hell we want. And, I can go through the rest of the tool bag. We can find out what all these little tiny things are in here. Or what's inside the AWP bag. It was at the dry cleaners. Is that what it was? I don't even think that was it. I think it was something else. I'm gonna find it and I'll tell you what it was. It was some kind of off the wall shit. I don't think it was a dry cleaners. I'll look again though. But you've worked on more than one weird thing, and we're talking about NorCal refrigeration. I'm gonna have to find out what it was. Anyone on here that's not already subscribed to him needs to be subscribed. I made a video about his channel, and then the guy changed the name of his channel. So I was steering people over to Rasta Kicker, and they were like, where's this guy at? I have no idea. There's no more Rasta Kicker. But NorCal Refrigeration, let's see what it says. NorCal Refrigeration HVAC, you're definitely going to learn something and be entertained, because he's got one of those personalities that when you watch it, it's just good stuff. So Justin Hernandez says, I need a restroom break. Hey, you're about to get one, pal. We're almost done. It was at a lab. You know what? Lab. It was the lab. Ralph says, stay away from Raritan's wiener next week. Yeah, I'll show you the bag I'm using. Daniel's asking what tool bag I'm using. It is, I used it before for a long time. It's an AWP bag. It's just a cheap bag. It's like 16 inches long. It's like a 16-inch bag. And maybe we can talk about that next week, maybe. What's in the tool bag sort of thing. It's pretty standard stuff. Something we all use. Got crimpers, got the channel locks and needle nose pliers and all that stuff. But all my stuff seems to fit in there. Even that's one of the reasons why I like the Testo, is because this little bag here is pretty thin, and it'll fit right inside the bag. Yeah, John's saying he's tired of carrying his heavy Vito bag. Vito bags are heavy, and I like my Vito bag. I sold it again when I was buying the house here. I wanted to make sure I had all the money I needed come down payment time, and we did it. But I found that maybe I could scale back on some of my stuff, and so, like I said, the Testo here, and we'll see if this paid off or not. Again, not ready to say no, but I don't know. We're still working on it. But the AWP bag was like $30, and some of my Vito bags, it's like $150, $160 for those things. And like Ralph was telling me today, his broke. Hey, my AWP bag never broke. But it's a good bag. Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here. We're at 28 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. If you want to come back next week at 10 o'clock, I might do the exact same thing, because it's a real convenient time for me because the kids are asleep. I can get some better lighting. We can finish the scary story, and Justin will be happy then. I finish the scary story. I might do that before then. I see you guys are all talking about bags in the chat. Maybe next week's video can be about the tool bag. I can show you where I carry my stuff, the Z manifold and all that stuff. And I can figure out what John's talking about when he says a TP4. I don't know if that's a toilet paper 4. Never heard of that before. I'm sure that's some kind of Vito term. And Ralph is continually reminding me I never should have bought the Testo Smart Probes. Ralph, I get it. They're blowing up. I get it. People are dying because of the Testo Smart Probes. But alright, guys, well, I'll give you a reminder next week. We're going to do another live show, 30 minutes long, which seems like it flew by. So maybe tool bags next week, in the comments after the video is over. It doesn't save the chat, but feel free to comment on there what you want to talk about next week. Invite your friends. Invite your friends' friends. Do whatever. Albert, I enjoyed it too, man. It's a lot of fun. We can do West Coast and East Coast. And I'll see you on the next one, guys.